Live. Let's talk about it. You know what it is, man. J. Opetaia, Zuffa first champion. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Great fight, though. It was a great fight all around board, man. I ain't gonna lie. But the card was kind of suspect. The card wasn't heavy. Uh, we're going to break it down. You know, we got a lot to talk about on this card. You know, it's definitely a lot of things to talk about on this card. But we here to do it. You know, we here to do it. You know, give me a second. I'm getting myself together. Hey, come on, don't start doing that to me already. Like damn, don't do that to me already. Like they be trying to zap a player, man. Little rat, they be trying to zap a player, man, and it be corny. It be corny. What up, everybody? What up? Keep trying to zap a player, it be corny. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the Zuffa 4 card. You know, Jay Opetaia becoming Zuffa first champion. You know, he had a cool performance, man. He looked sharp. You know, a lot of low blows. But I told y'all about that rough Higgins, man. He's suspect. He's suspect. He definitely suspect. Nah, man, everybody that's tuning in, hit that like button, hit that sub button, you know. YouTube, get out these notifications. You know, it's only right. Damn. You know, we just had we just hit 11 million. Nah, man, now we were on 11 million and some change. You know, we climbing. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is keep climbing. You know, it don't matter what these people keep trying to do. You know, they try to shut a player down and try to have a person be quiet. But I ain't gonna never be quiet. You know, I'm gonna stand on everything I stand on it because I stand for something at the end of the day. You know, I stand for something at the end of the day. Because if you don't stand for nothing, you gonna fall for anything. You dig, see? But it's all pressure and pain. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in too. I appreciate you. The Art Queen, what up? What up? 1-3, what up? What up? For me personally, man, you know, the best thing to do in life is stay out the way. You know, but always stand on what you stand on and stand firm to the game, man. Yeah. Hey, shout out Lou Azza. What we talking? Yeah, the target. No, I'm waiting to get down to the 8 minute mark, you know, so I can start going crazy. He said Opetaia looking like he was on that juice, huh? Looking like he was on that juice, huh? Boy, Juicy J. They call him Juicy J. Not the nigga Juicy J. Not Juicy J. And no, they ain't talking about Juicy J. Let me see how this joint is. I know they ain't talking about Juicy J. But we on here, man. You know, yeah, getting ready for this video shoot. Um, yeah, getting ready for it, babe. Got my shirt. Got the Calabasas on. You know, these leather Jones, I'm gonna be hot shit with these leather pants on. But hey, it is what it is. No, You see my son right there, nah, man. We here to talk about. There's only one thing to talk about, and that's boxing, baby. It's boxing. You know I got to pull the law bug out. You know we gonna go down the card. Hey D1, what up? What up? You know we're gonna go down the card. The card was kind of corny. It was kind of boring, but we got two draws in the card too. So we definitely gonna talk about it from starting with Emiliano Alvarado and Eric Rosado, the Domi. Eric looked good. He had great success in the first half. I mean, not the first half, like certain rounds, but the problem with Eric was you got to attack the body more. You have to attack the body. He had great foot position, but Alvarado just was too much for him. But it was a unanimous decision. He knocked Rosado down in the second round. Uh, dropped him with a listen, bro. That double left, that double shot from the body, then finish it up with that left hook and put him down. Yo, that was nasty. It was a nasty setup, a beautiful, nasty setup by Emiliano Alvarado. In the second round, go check it out. But he won unanimous decision, 126. Moving up to the 135 division, Brady Ochoa and Arden Serrano. Both of these fighters, it was a great fight. It was a great fight. Both of them, now Ochoa was 10-0 with 6 KOs. Now he got the draw. You feel me? Serrano was 16-4 with 11 KOs. Hey, how you gotta look at it, Pimp Juice? You feel me? Like you got it. You made it a draw, bro, and you looked good doing it. You looked strong. You looked good. Doing it. Then going up to the 126 division again, you got Jacob Ramos versus Ethan Perez. Jacob Ramos 9-0, two knockouts. Ethan Perez 6-0, one knockout. I mean 6-0, one draw, 3 KOs. Now he got another draw. So now he got 2 draws on his record. It was a cool fight for 126. 126 got some hitters, but you won Zuffa, so we're gonna see how this play out. If you ever thinking on becoming a true champion, you know. Moving up to Joshua Juarez and Jardy Anderson. Unanimous decision. Joshua gets it. You know, I really wasn't too interested in the fight. It was a heavyweight fight. It was what it was. Like I say, man, like the prelims was kind of better than the main card. And it's the prelims I'm going through. Then you have Vlad Pannon and Bunch. Pannon got the TKO, and Pannon got the TKO in the 9th round. The card, I don't know, man. The card just was the card. Now moving up to Paul Adan Palma and Pablo Rubio Jr. unanimous decision at 126. No, Palma 14-0. Now he's 15-0. 9 KOs. Pablo becomes 14-1 now. Suffer his first loss. Going up to Ricardo Salas and Jesus Saracho. Listen, shout out Ricardo. 8th round TKO. Moves to 23-2 and 17 KOs now. They should have been stopped the fight, man. Jesus' legs, you can tell he has a leg problem. I don't know if he had a surgery on his leg. I don't know if the motherfucker got shot in his leg. I don't know. But you could tell he has a leg problem. Or I guess motherfucking Ricardo Salas hit that hard, changed the guy's whole game plan. You understand me? But you got to see his foot movement, man. It was too suspect. Every time Salas landed a shot, it was just like, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong with the ball legs? Now going into the main event, Opetaia, Glutton. I still see the IBF title made it in the ring. So if he was stripped from the IBF, like, why is the title in the ring? Because if he wasn't an IBF champion no more, he won't be holding the belt. But to each his own. He wanted the world to see it, and I do believe he's still the IBF champion. I do still believe that. How can I say this and state this? It was a good fight. It was a good, strong fight for Jay. For Oak. No, shout out to Oak. Great fight for Oak. He's real sharp. You know, I can say that, you know, some of the rounds, you know, he dominated in pure fashion. You know, it was a bunch of low blows, but it be the referee. The referee, you know, deducting points from both fighters. Um, a referee can get in the a referee can definitely get into a way of a fight, you know, and can fuck up a fight. You know, it wasn't that much holding. You hear me? It's like, nigga, I'm trying to hold you, smother your shot so I can take this from you. But Ja showed that he can bang in the inside. He's still slick. Foot movement, foot placement, punch placement, you know, how he download data. It was, listen, I was happy to see it. I'm gonna keep it tall. I was happy to see it. You know, I became a fan of it. You know, just watching him like, oh, all right. If you really get deep in those trenches, he know how to get out. He put on a beautiful boxing clinic. It was a master beautiful boxing clinic. I'm not gonna lie. You know, the main event had to save the card. You know, it had to. You know, and it did. At the end of the day, it did. You know, because the prelims was kind of cool, but the main event held its ground. It just was the referee. If he would have had a better referee, it probably would have been a little better. Hey, yo, Anthony, what's up? Is that the Zuffa strat? Yeah, that's the Zuffa belt, man. You know, he become the first champion in Zuffa. You know, the fight was kind of cool, but you, hey, Rob, hey, Rob, hey, Robertson, you see, the motherfucker still got the IBF title on him. He had to bring the IBF belt because he knew everybody was going to clown that Zuffa belt. He knew everybody was going to clown the Zuffa belt. But he's the first Zuffa champion, so we're going to see what's next for him. You know, they really have no fighters. You know, but it speaks volume and it means a lot to Opetaia just by him bringing that IBF title into the ring. You know, even though he said he paid the body sanctioning, but at the end of the day, it's a lot. It's a lot to dissect about that situation. Just having an IBF title in the ring after the fight. You know, if you were stripped, you won't bring the title in. You feel me? That's what people need to understand. If you were stripped from a certain body sanction, you wouldn't have that title in the ring. You feel me? And especially because we synced it with Turkey when Canelo trying to bring the WBC up, and Turkey said no, 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 no. You feel me? The world synced it, so it would have happened there too. But when I first broke the news that Opetaia was stripped, they came back 4 hours later and say, you know, they're going to sanction the fight, and then just the going into the fight, you know, Friday night at the weigh, and no disrespect to him. You feel me? There's no disrespect to him. You feel me? Yeah, we ain't trying to disrespect that nigga. We just trying to tell him the truth, bro. Like that belt, bro. You really drop these belts, but you pay the body sanction, but that belt is you fucking kidding me? You know? So of course, you know, we gonna laugh, you know, because we know the truth. You feel me? And we know the truth. We know the truth, you know, and we know what these body sanctions and holding the title mean to boxing, especially to a fighter, you know. And yes, y'all, once you become a lineal, like once you got the ring, when you got the Ring Magazine champion, you lineal champion, you're the top guy, which means is, you know, you're really undisputed, you know, but people don't really know that. Back then, that's how, oh, you're the lineal champ, you the main guy, you undisputed. But people were trying to say, fuck no, me, I got to get the 3 body sanctions. And then when the WBO came in 2000, now it was 4 titles. But before, you had to go to each body sanction, sign up, participate in each body sanction, and collect the titles. And then when you got the ring, the lineal, you know, you the guy. But now it's just it's too WWE-ish. You know, like for instance, what I'm about to say is about to be crazy, but shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. I got you, broski. What me and Sant was talking about, and shout out my brother, we game all night. I even talked to we game all night about this. I ain't talked to Frontline yet, but I know we game all night, and Sant, we was talking. You know, I talked to them 2 separate occasions, and you know, they was like, "Damn, what's up with the boot situation?" And I told him, I said, "Bro, me personally, I think Xander and Kelly is going to happen, and I think Boots and Madrimov going to happen. And watch, Boots going to be the only fighter to knock Madrimov out, just like he did Sergey Limpinus. But they're trying to make it an easy destination for Boots just to collect 2, 3 titles. He can collect 2 titles right now, but if one person holds the 3, like regardless, Xander or Kelly gotta fight him. Why? Because Boots is the mandatory for the WBA. He's the WBA intern. When he was at 147, the Unified Ring Magazine lineal champion at 147, which people need to put respect because he was a champion. When he moved up, he was trying to secure the fight with Tellez so they can get the WBA vacant. But Tellez ended up fighting Abbas Baru. So that plan fell off. Then he tried to go the IBF route. Bakram and Luba was in the purse bid. So since Bakram and Lubin was in the purse bid, Boots couldn't secure the fight, so he had to fight Lima to finish his year out. You understand me? So when people were like, oh, no, he tried, but he couldn't because everybody was in the purse bid. Niggas had a fight, and this nigga was in the purse bid, so what the fuck can he do? So when he secured the Lima fight, Lubin did some fuck shit. Said, fuck a title shot and went the Virgil Ortiz route. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, both of them brothers got two great knockouts, a first and a second. So that fight should happen now, but it's not. And I'm going to tell y'all this. If Virgil come back this year to fight somebody else, we know who the duck is. We know who the duck is. I'm just saying, though. Josh Kelly go to Puerto Rico. Listen, one thing, Xander is the king of 147 right now, y'all. I mean, 154. My apologies. Let me backtrack. No, I'm everywhere right now, because I'm going to get to this 147 division. I'm going to talk about Dev. But Xander is the king of 154 right now. Know what I mean? He called the shots. He the top dog. Everybody capos. That nigga the Don. El Zayez. Know what I mean? Cartel Xander, El Zayez is the fucking Don at 154. He called the shots. He got 2 titles. Bakram and the winner out of Thurman and Fedora. But since Xander had both of the titles, even though the WBC succeeded all that shit, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So we're going to stamp all that, We're moving down to Devin Haney. I watched Devin Haney say some shit about Boots. That he's not a star. Hey, Devin Haney, Boots sell more than you. He put asses in seats. You don't. And you used to. Don't get me wrong. Devin used to until the fuck shit happened. And if you know, you know. But I listen, I would love to get them brothers up here. Because we got shit to talk about. I stir fry these motherfuckers. Roll rap. I will stir fry these motherfuckers. See about y'all get bad. Hey. But yeah, with Dev, it's no lie. You know how, who did you fight? Everybody pulled the Mayweather is, we're going to fight every champ when they on a go down. But long as we fight them and got their name on our resume, and people 5 years later, 5 years from now, when people look at my resume, they're going to be like, well, he fought Loma. He did not fight Loma in his prime. Loma was damaged goods. He already had 2 losses, my nigga. So you didn't beat a prime Loma. So, cállate. Cámate. Please, papito boy. Cámate. Kokoski. Cámate. Kokoski. You ain't fight a prime Loma. You fought a declining Loma. So 5 years from now, when you look at Devin Haney during the time he was at 135 and all of that, when you look now, you be like, damn, he fought all of them niggas he fought at the time was on a decline. But niggas really thought you had a close fight with Loma, which I never did. I be when people be like, Dev lost to Loma, I be looking at them like, bro, is you fucking high? It's just like saying Antoine Russell lost to Andy Hiroka. I'm like, bro, is y'all niggas is fucking high? It's a 12-round fight, right? So it's the first half of the fight. When you look at the first half of the fight with Devin and Loma, Devin won that first half just off the jab. Once he banded the jab, then some other shit came. Just like with Andy Hiroka and Gary Antoine Russell. The first 5-6 rounds, Gary put in the bag, bro. Especially the first 5, he put that shit in the bag. You feel me? Then you can squeeze the 6th or the 7th, or you can give them the 7th and the 10th. It's a 7-5, 8-4 situation. Just like Devin Haney. Devin Haney shit was an 8-4, 9-3 to me. You know, y'all just go off sporadic moments. I'm going off, you know, the first half of the fight and the first minute, the first 90 seconds, go 120 seconds into every round from the 6 on up. And he won that shit. People go off sporadic moments, you know, not me. I call it like it is. You understand? You know. But shout out to everybody that pulled up. What three? The Art Queen, Louis Hazard, D1. You already know Bobby Dog. My nigga Anthony Robertson, 69. I mean 63, 63, 98. You already know. Yeah, give me a second, yo. I be forgetting. I be on all crumb shit. I mean, link in the chat, link in the chat, link in the chat. Hit the link, please hit the link. Everybody on Facebook that tuned in, what up? Hey JR, what up, cuz? Shout out my cousin Desert. You already know when you're in Philadelphia, you need a cut, man. Go to Barber Mania. You know, go on Instagram, Facebook, you know, go check out Barber Mania. You know what I mean? Set up your appointment. I promise you, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love the area. It's a beautiful area. You know, the climate is great. You know, it's a bunch of opportunities down there. You can mix and mingle. Shit, you might find your wife or your husband down there, motherfucker. You never know at the taco place. But at the end of the day, shout out Big Desert, you know, Cuzzo, what's up, Barbermania, you know, and go check out, you know, go check them out when you're in the city, man. You know, this free advertisement, baby. You understand me? Go check my cousin out, man. Sharper than the motherfucker, you know what I mean? And shout out Broski JR, what up, what up, what up? You know, and everybody that's tuned in on Facebook, I appreciate you. We doing numbers, so we still climbing. We doing numbers, so we still climbing. You know, we just got to do the numbers on YouTube back again. But I will be finding a new time on YouTube, you know, because it's like when I come in the morning, he's at me. You know, for what reason, I don't know. As long as I get to tell the truth, it is what it is. But I'm about to just start grinding niggas up. But you know, the link gonna always be in the chat. You can come up here, cook, you know, and give your facts. Because, you know, your facts is your facts. It's what you seen with your 2 eyes. It's what you heard with your motherfucking ears. And what you're going to speak is the facts out your mouth. So the link in the chat, you can come up here and cook. You understand me? Bring that gumbo in, baby. You know, yeah, we got some interviews coming. You know, I got a big one coming. You know, we got 2 of them coming too. You know, just waiting to get time with my co-host, you know, so we can set this up, you know, write these questions down. And yeah, shout out Unstoppable Gomes, killer in the building, you know what I mean? Back on the card. You understand me? My brother on the Keith Thurman Fendora card. Let's go, Big Gomes back in the building. No, I'm lying. Oh, let me backtrack because I'm thinking that's the 28th. Because I thought it was still the 21st. I mean the Adamas and Ammo Williams card. Let me backtrack. Hey, hey, JR, what up, bro? It's my broski right there, JR, what up? You know, yeah, my shout out to Killer Gomes. He on the Adonis and Amos William card. Shout out to Matchroom. Shout out PBC. Shout out Box Lab. You know what I mean? Shout out Box Lab. My youngin back on. Killer Gomes back on, man. You know, all pressure and pain. All pressure and pain. He on the main card. It's time to eat, Killer. It's time to eat. Show these niggas what it's about. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. All pressure and pain. I promise y'all, when y'all see this kid, y'all gonna be like, damn, yo, one facts been highly dedicated on this kid. Killer Gomes, Blast Foul Saint, and motherfucking Alex Showtime De Jesus. I'm really big on them. This gonna be their breakout year. Alex doing good, 2-0 right now, 2 stoppages. You know, for if I'm not mistaken, 2 first-round stoppages. You know, my guy Killer. Hey, listen, y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see how this kid be sweet, man. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. The 21st. In 2 weeks, you're gonna see Killer go on spots. You're gonna be like, damn. No, we're gonna have him back up here hopefully before his fight, you know, and let him, you know, finish telling his story and about what's been going on behind the scenes, you know, in camp and training and shit. You know, but Adamas Ammo Williams, you know, it's here, baby. It's time to watch it. And it's another fight coming up this week, right? If I'm not mistaken, the 14th. The 14th. You know, my brain all over the place because I want to talk crazy, but man, fuck Devin Haney. I'm gonna tell you just like that, man. These niggas some bitches. These niggas some bitches, man. And Keyshawn out here really really telling the truth. No, so it's really true what happened between him and Bud in sparring. Because it was true with Brian Norman. Brian Norman did drop Bud Crawford in sparring. So right now it's true that Key was in Bud Crawford ass in sparring. So now we know what Tank was talking about. Now we know what Tank was talking about. You getting your ass whooped by those youngins, Scrappy. What you think I do to you? What you think I do to you? But my nigga Tank back though. I told y'all Tank was coming. The real Debo. The real Debo. Boxing ain't nothing without Tank Davis. I'm sorry. Boxing ain't shit without Tank Davis, man. Crucify me for this shit like they did Jesus, nigga. My name Jesus too, nigga. That's my cousin. Y'all niggas ain't fucking with Tank. That's it. Tank put the asses in seats. It's a different story, bro. Tank is the one that put asses in seats. Know what I mean? Boxing needs Tank. Real right, because Canelo sold out. Boxing needs Tank. And yo, shout out to Punch Drunk, man. He did a short, yeah. Yo, he got the best. Yo, my guy got the best Turkey Alashik accent ever, man. Shout out to Punch, man. But you already know Mill City, get pasa, what's up? No front line, my niggas. You already know. Round one, Edwin, what up? You know? Free H. Hey, H, I don't know where you at, my nigga, but free you, my guy. You dig? Hey, Herb, I see you, Herb Legend. You know? OTB boxing school, yo. And for anybody out the Cincinnati, Toledo, Cleveland, anywhere out, Central or even even if you out the east side of Ohio, Central Ohio, West Ohio, tune in to OTB boxing school. You hear me? Hit my guy up. I mean, get some gems, get some game, and you know what it is, man. Listen, we don't gas like nothing unless you got the gas, nigga. Unless you bring the gas, we gonna light your ass. We gonna set your ass on fire. That's it. You hear me? Bury like the tree, nigga. But they say the word of the month is timber. That's the word of the month. Timber. I got Keith. Keith, one time gonna bring him home for Jerome, nigga. One time gonna bring him home for Jerome. I promise y'all. Hey, one time you gotta do it. Because Brian Mendoza already touched the button. But nigga, Keith gonna crack that shit. They don't call him one time for nothing. They don't call him one time for nothing, man. They don't. They don't. You heard the story how him. Shout out to Andre Berto. I'm glad. It's glad to see Berto on his shit. And we game all night. What up? It's great to see Herb on his shit. And to see Berto on his shit because now he get to really speak about certain things. Even though when you go on certain platforms and you get paid by these people, but like him in that Keith Thurman interview on his podcast is fire. From Bugaloo all the way down, like they go down from the coaches. How the Florida mentality in the 80s and 90s were. Great footwork, great jab, speed, and power. We want you to knock niggas out. And that's how you made a name for yourself in boxing. Especially in the gyms. I tell my son that. And right now my son fucking niggas up. But I always tell him like to build your name. If you ain't on social media, all like that, and show people your personality, you gotta knock niggas out in the gym. When you go in the gym, you gotta whoop their ass so bad, or you gotta knock them out. It's one or the other, and people want to start talking about you. That's when your name is going to start ringing throughout the gyms like a ping pong. The next thing you know, you probably shoot out. Let's say DC niggas did. He said Giant, what we thought he was. Hey, I told people that, but hey, listen, he was supposed to make a statement. He was. Especially Brandon had bad footwork, bro. That boy footwork was bad. Bad, bro. That nigga had Shaq feet, bro. That nigga was in there with two left feet, bro. I agree with you, but I'm not going to take away from his performance. That performance was sharp. Because one thing it showed me from him, that, you know, he know how to call the audible. You know, when it's time to get deep in them trenches, Opetaia showed me he can call the audible himself. You see how his camp was telling him, yo, I've been hungover, bro. My bad. Was supposed to. Everybody was up in my G. You already know, Ski. You know what I mean? Now, remember you told me about the flame. You remember the slider shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sliders, man. My nigga, we game all night. Now, man, sometimes in life, man, you grab one, man, you gotta leave a bitch at the telly, man. Bitch, stay right here. I'm going. You know, and that's what we got. Yeah, he was very, very hittable, and that's what we got. You know, Opetaia left the bitch at the telly, but couldn't finish it. You feel me? So what he did was, you know, Brandon had success by going 12. But it shows me that when it's time to get dirty, he can get dirty, he can get out clean, you know, but a nigga with that type of bad feet, nigga boots would have stopped him. Bro, imagine, this is no lie, bro. This is no fucking lie. Imagine Ben Whitaker at 200, bro. Ben would have got him out of here. You know, Ben would have got him out of here. You know, Ben would have got him out of here if he was 200. Yeah, hey, we gang. That shit sound crazy, right? Zordo might can outbox Ja because you see how heavy Zordo is. Plus, you know how Mexicans come straight pressure and pain. But I'm I'm gonna keep it tall. Him and David Benavidez, bro. I don't know. No, it's a different fight. It's a different fight on a different night. Every night is a different fight, man. So it depends. It depends, man. Because a lot of people thought Opetaia was on that shit. They were like, yo, that nigga sweating in the back. I got some phone calls like, yo, I knew that nigga was on something. I'm like, yo, why y'all say that? They say, just pay attention. Brandon took off his shit. That nigga ain't even sweating enough. You look at Opetaia, he in the fucking dressing room. That ball is pouring. Answer some questions now. Remember, he said, Ja been fighting them locals. Then look, cook me rid of a real ninja. That's fact. It's real though. But Brandon wasn't no slouch. But hey, if we game all night, I fully agree with you because with that footwork, bro, you were supposed to clean this ball easily. You were supposed to clean him easily. You had certain opportunities, but it was the referee fault too. The referee was a fucked up ref, man. Like I always tell people in this generation, if a motherfucker was trying to do the rope a dope, how Ali did in the Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman, if anybody try to do the rope a dope in this generation, they're going to stop the fight. You ain't going to be able to do the rope a dope. Especially a referee ain't going to let you fuck up his parlay. Can't no fighter do the rope a dope. Because for him to deduct points for holding, I understand the low blow, but you never gave a warning on the low blow or even a hard warning. So just to take one, it was crazy too. But to deduct a point from each fighter for holding, it's crazy because they wasn't holding. A motherfucker was trying to get inside, like clinch, smother the shot, hold it. While the arm there, he boom, 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 then can turn you around, boom, boom. Then the other nigga by his shit, he throwing it, he can still touch but get it out and come across. Bro, you can't do none of that shit now. And I told y'all that referee Higgins, he's suspect. Bro, I be on these referee asses, man. Because these referees be suspect, man. They be fucking up fights, man. Harvey Dock, in the beginning of the game, you're a great ref then. Because he didn't look like the number one guy in the world. He should have got that dude out. But hey, you know what's so crazy? We game all night. Opetaia never did look like the number one guy in the world. Because he ain't fight no fucking body. That's all. He the longest cruiserweight champion, bro. When Holyfield was at cruiserweight, niggas was fighting. Usyk, you know, if people know boxing, you know boxing at the time. You know, he had some cool names. You feel me? That's why when he moved up to heavyweight, his mindset is, I want to knock out all of the niggas that was the guys at heavyweight when I was at cruiserweight. Cause I'm not worried about you young guys, cause y'all light, y'all young. And it's true. Usyk can easily run through the rest of these young motherfuckers. I'm gonna keep it tall. Like Moses the time, like we really gotta see him deep in the waters, you know? Like for instance, I would love to see Richard Torres and Moses Atama, or I would like to see Opetaia move up and fight one of those guys we just named, because it'll be a great fight for them. You know, the only heavyweight that I'm gonna tell y'all that these motherfuckers is gonna have a problem with is what's my fucking guy named Ty Moana. He never been finished, but that was supposed to be a goal of his to do what no man. And that's a fact. Nobody never stopped Brandon, and he was supposed to stop him, and he could have had a chance in a couple of rounds, especially in the 12th too. Could have finished it off. I think Ja can drop if he was to lose some of that muscle. But he probably listen. That one thing I learned about too about Opetaia, he don't bruise easily. You know, but I don't know, man. That nigga was never tired. And you know that nigga wasn't never tired, man. But I'm gonna blame the ref. That's why we couldn't get the knockouts that we probably wanted. You know what we was waiting for. I'm gonna blame the fucking referee. You know, because sometimes we could have got a knockout either way. How a person was setting it up. Those two weight classes is not enough popular time, so kind of works. It does work against them. That's why I say even with Usyk being at cruiserweight, it worked against them a little bit. You know, like for instance, when Boots was at welterweight, you know, the first 10 years, the first 7 years, he couldn't get the fights because none of the champions wanted to fight him. And then when a lot of niggas left at the 2023, nobody was there. Stanionis was there, but no, Stanionis still was stuck on his Virgil shit, so the Virgil shit couldn't happen because it felt off 4 times. So Boots fought all of the niggas that came in with him, but was ranked from number 5, number 1 being the mandatory, the number 2 guy, you know. So he fought them. But in 2022, he got the opportunity to fight a name and fight a former champion, and that was Sergey Lipinas. And when Boots got that opportunity, just like when he got the opportunity to fight a former champion, and he knocked Sergey Lipinas out, and the only fighter to do it, because Sergey Lipinas fought Mikey Garcia. Remember, Mikey couldn't even do it. Boots did it. Now all of the champions like, oh, he just knocked this nigga out. And then from there, the nigga just started going on all these crazy matrix performances and shit. And shout out to Paulie and Chris Algeri and them who even spoke about it. They know when Boots was over there in PBC, he still getting he couldn't get none of the fights because niggas was scared to fight him. High risk, low reward. But he still was making good money. He was being managed by Karen Duncan, but none of the PBC guys would never give him the chance. You know, until Stanionis gave it. And he had to wait how long? Because 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, those 6 years, that nigga was there. 23 to 7. And when you go out those 7 years, he was Bud Crawford mandatory for a long time, for some years, over 2 years and some change, going on 3 years. Then he became Spence mandatory. You feel me? But Spence was running around collecting the titles. Remember, Spence was running around knocking on the doors, emptying out, cleaning out the division. Boots just was sitting there waiting. Virgil was sitting there waiting. Stanionis was sitting there waiting. Rashidi Ellis was sitting there waiting. Castillo Clayston was sitting there waiting. Roman Villa was sitting there waiting. Rashidi Ellis was sitting there waiting. And all of them niggas came up in the Boots and Virgil class. And Boots cleared most of those niggas out. Virgil never did. So Virgil probably fought Sullivan. But he fought, but you ain't fight the niggas that came in your division that's clean and shit. And half of these niggas that's in it, they're Olympians. But Boots beating these Olympians, and y'all not giving him this justice. And I'm like, damn, he beat such and such who was an Olympian, who was a former WBA champion too. Y'all not giving him no justice for shit. You know, y'all not. And at 154, y'all people see the same thing. Y'all see the same fucking thing. But to me, I'm gonna keep it real. It's like, you know, people call Eddie Hearn a snake in the suit. Bro, you're a promoter. You got to do what you got to do. But I see that, you know, right now it shouldn't be no excuses. But when he first came, he couldn't get Boo Boo Andre none of the fights. So Boo Boo Andre went on a European tour, cleaning niggas until he came back, fought David Benavidez, and got washed. Canelo couldn't get none of the fights out of those 7 fights. You know, off that $270 million deal for 7 fights, he went the European route. So we got the John Ryders, the Colin Smiths, and all of that. You know, and it looks like, you know, Booch just went through that with him. You know, and it's like he might go through it again and end up fighting Madrimov. They're going to give him the Madrimov fight because they're going to try to make it easy so he can just go stop at one place and collect 3 titles. So if the Xander and Kelly fight happens, Boots and Madrimov happens, and at the end of the year, we're going to get Boots versus that winner. And Boots going to be what? The only person to stop Madrimov. Watch. Watch and see, y'all. That's the game plan. It's just like with Tank. When Tank come back, he's fighting Pitbull. Listen, I told y'all this shit before anybody. Tank gonna come back, fight Pitbull. Lamont gonna fight Williams Zepeda. Lamont beat Williams Zepeda. We're gonna get the rematch from Lamont and Williams Zepeda. From Lamont and Tank the end of this year. If Lamont become champion, we're gonna get that at the end of this year. And top of 2027 is gonna be Shakur versus Tank. Hey, we game all night. I'm not gonna say he's bad for U.S. boxing. The promoters wasn't giving him the opportunities when he came. Because remember, after Al Heyman got that like $3 billion, you feel me, back in 2015, and people are like, it's a billion. No, he got 3 billion back in 2015. And PBC was invented. In 2017, the Zone, the Russian guy, the owner from the Zone and shit, gave Eddie Hearn, remember, $1 billion. Eddie Hearn had like 1 billion, I think it's 1.1 or 1.4 billion. They gave him. That's when he came over to the States. He ended up signing Boo Boo Andres. You know, gave Canelo the 270 million for 7 fights. Got Berlanga. He got Richard Hitchinson. He had this guy, Jalil Hackett. It's facts though. He do nothing with our stars but take them on European runs. But at the end of the day, it's like we gotta call a spade, man. Niggas don't be winning a fight. And this is what I say: if Virgil fight this year, we know who's the duck. All of this not the fight one, bro. I synced the shit at 147. 2022, the same shit happened, but this time, oh, I'm sick. But you ain't sick now, man. Get the fuck up out of here, man. Everyone gets this. Yeah, everyone he gets disappeared or get shelled. I feel you. But you know, we gonna see, man. We gonna see. We gonna see, you know, because I'm not gonna say he's damaging his career, none of that, because 9 times out of 10, the fighter probably know the game plan too. It's scripted now. He has Boots going down the boo boo route. That's what I'm saying. Hey. You see that boo boo route? That's why I always bring up that boo boo route. But what I'm guessing here is because remember, Josh Kelly is already contract to fight Boots. Xander Zayas, Boots is already his mandatory. He came up, got that WB intern, but fuck the WB intern that he got. Nigga, he was the WBA super champion at 147, unified, Ring Magazine lineal champion. So when he moved up, that shit became automatic. And that's why they brought the WBA intern into the Lima fight, because they ain't wanted the WBO, so they brought the WBA. And because they made it official, like, nah, nigga, I'm the fucking mandatory. Even with the IBF. Know what I mean? So whatever happened in a contract, but at the end of the day, he's going to get those fights. And I'm just figuring, because the WBC is over there in PBC. I'm just figuring. Xander and Kelly is going to happen. Boots and Madrimov is going to happen. You know, by April, May. June, whatever. And then at the end of the year, probably like October, November, we're going to get Boots versus the winner out of Xander and Kelly. Watch it happen like that. But that's what they listen. That's what it's all about, and that's what I tell people. The zone is a across the pond entity. So anything that come over here and shelf American fighters just to bring their fighters up, because remember what they say: to become a star, you got to come to the States. To become a pay-per-view star, you got to come to the States. And that's what he's doing. Well, I'm over here in the States and I'm doing the pay-per-views, hosting, I'm bringing my fighters up. Look, we take them back across the pond, they make it stars. Like a Conor Ben. Bad publicity, good publicity, Eddie behind it. That's how you get to eat, baby. Good, bad, Eddie behind it. It's like, and we game all right. It's like this, right? You see how the UFC White House situation is? Imagine they do a UFC Buckingham. I bet you they have that car loaded like a motherfucker. I bet you, nigga, we fuck around and get what's the nigga, the two niggas name everybody want to see, John Jones and the other. We fuck around and get that at the Buckingham UFC pilot's car, if they was ever to throw one. But in America, the fucking White House, you want to give us some bullshit. Know what I mean? This is what these people do. Look at the owners. Look at the owners to the shit. Ain't none of these niggas really American, bro. So how you want to see? Listen, I told people that shit a while ago. I think Boots would have been bigger if he was fighting the same no name, but in the U.S. True that. But I think he would have been bigger if he just would have stood with PBC. When Cameron Duncan passed and just would have signed with PBC, PBC would have made him into a star. Boots would have been a pay-per-view star by now. Because he was all on the pay-per-view cards. That's what, see, people be like, yo, Boots, listen. I don't know how this one is. Facts. That's what I tell people, right? People don't understand about Boots. When you go back and watch Tank Davis undercards, David Benavidez, Earl Spence's, Boots was on the fucking main cards, cleaning shit. Everybody know who Boots is. If you can go to a gym anywhere in America or anywhere in the world, they're going to ask you about Boots. So how he's not a crossover star? Boxers, baseball players, football, niggas know who he is. You come into the city, you see the pictures, niggas know who he is. Niggas, yo, what's up, Boot? Niggas know who he is. From rap star, niggas know who he is. So I don't know what the fuck these other people be talking about. No, because you never did an interview with him. You don't know him, don't mean you can't put that stigma on that boy. That boy is a crossover star. Everybody know who he is. When he did that shit, the Roman Villa, everybody knew who. Before the Roman Villa shit, when he did the Castillo Clayston, Alvarado, especially the Alvarado fight, when he did the Matrix shit, oh my God. You feel me? When Boots did the Matrix shit, bro, that nigga went viral off the Matrix shit. He hit the book, boom, 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 boom. All Matrix, Neo in the Matrix shit. When he did the slow motion shit, Neo in the Matrix shit, bro. Especially when Floyd was there, when the nigga threw the jab, the nigga swung, he dipped, went out the ring. Oh my God, Gary Jones, any trainer for boxing in Seattle, Washington State. I'm 50 years old and I'm trying to get started. You said any trader in Seattle? You ain't check Team Benavidez? Shout out to Seattle. Shout out to Seattle. You can ask anyone about Boots, and if they don't know him, you bring up that clip and they like, yeah, I know, bro. Facts, we gang. That's a fact. Hey, shout out to everybody in Seattle. I know Team Benavidez out there. What's this fucking trainer name? If you come on, like when we pop back up later on tomorrow, and you pop up on us, I have an answer for you. I have an answer for you. It's a gym out there I can send you to. I don't know if you're close. I don't know how Seattle is, but it's a gym out there. I know Diego Pacheco be popping up in. One of the brothers, he be in Team Benavidez camp. You know, damn. The reason I know this because when we shout out my guy H Money Boxing, you know, when we used to be over there all grouped up, all in it, tuned in like this, all in the links and shit. The link in the chat. Link definitely in the chat. Hit the link, pull up, y'all. Hit the link, pull up, come cook with me. But damn, what was the brother name? I forgot the brother name, man. But I can definitely get you in contact with a gym over there. You know, and pop in tomorrow, tune in tomorrow. I definitely have an answer for you. I have an answer for you. But yeah, you know, we be all around, man. We everywhere. So shout out my guy, we game on. I even told him, bro, if you want, I can get you a low nose boxing and you can get in the gym too. You know what I mean? You know, because you know, certain people want to go to certain good gyms because you know, it depends on the gym you go to too. You know, but it's all about you getting in that work. And for you to be 50 years old, you know, in good shape and trying to get back into the gym means a lot. Means a lot. You know, I do that shit every day myself. Shadow box myself, getting like no, I ain't gonna lie. I probably do like 3 rounds, 5 minutes. Know what I mean? I always do 3 rounds, 5 minutes a day. Then later on, I do some more shit. You know, a bunch of calisthenics. You know, always hitting squats for the legs and shit. Um, that's all I basically do. You know, probably put like a sock. I put tissue in sock. Go outside and punch the tree. You know what I mean? That's my bag. That's my heavy bag. You know, shout out my son. You know, got a fight coming up. 3-time Golden Glove champion. You know, but yeah, man, it's always good to stay in shape for these young punks, man. These young whippersnappers, man, or anybody. You feel me? Y'all motherfuckers be trying to talk crazy at Walmart. You got, you know what I mean, world star nigga at Walmart. You know what I mean? I'm putting you down, nigga. I'm putting you down. You understand me? And that's a motherfucking fact, ski. But it's always good to stay in shape, you know. But what I can tell you for future references, you know, try the virtual pads. Like, I usually come on here between like 10 o'clock. You know, from 10 on up, I'll be in here. You know, today I just happened to come on at 11. But I usually come on from like 10 to 11. I mean, we'll be anywhere between 10 or 11 o'clock. I'm pulling up. But 10 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be on live 10 o'clock. Have a year recovery. That's good. How your body feeling? You feeling great from your recovery? Your body, you feeling cool? You feeling great? You know, like later on, you know, like when you in your crib, you know, do like instead of set a timer on your phone and put 3 minutes, you know, and just do 3 minutes, do 3 minutes orthodox shadow boxing, do 3 minutes southpaw shadow boxing. I thank you, I appreciate you. I'm gonna subscribe to your page too when I get off live. Um, you know, do 3 minutes orthodox, 3 minutes southpaw. And when you done that, just you know, go to the virtual pad and put virtual boxing pads. And brother's gonna pop up and just do a full video, a full segment of that. Just for the day if you bored. That shit gonna help out. It works for me. I had some problems with standing and walking. I don't know because of my issues. It's probably the medication. And you seen Showtime with Keyshawn? Yeah. See? You see how Show marketing himself? You see how Show pushing himself and moving? You feel me? It's the dedication that you had. And he's pulling up on everybody. I'm gonna post the clip when I've been posted, but I'm gonna post it again with him and Cool Boy. You know, and really all of the clips when he pulling up on everybody, checking them out, like nigga, let's get it in. Let's spar, let's get it in. You know, and that's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. But he's building his name. And when you look at Show started popping. This is no lie. Shout out Showtime. Showtime started popping when he did the fucking spin move. Like when you see him, you're like, damn, this kid fucking the ball up. But when he did the spin move, came up and caught the nigga, ball was like 200 pounds. If that ropes wasn't there, he would have put him down. Then from there, you start seeing all of these spin moves hopping off the leg, knocking niggas out, bro. I'm like, this kid's crazy. But put the icing on the cake and blew the candle out. His first pro fight, first pro debut. He did the spin move, put the nigga to sleep. The nigga did the spin move and got the KO. Last week, body shot, devastating. Get up out of here. Yeah, that spinneroni, wow, right? Yo, that yo crazy setting right down. I was like, damn. Yo, Showtime nice. Showtime nice, but that's how you build your name. You know, he even tried it on shout out JYD. Junkyard Dog, shout out JYD for Philly, you know what I mean? JYD knocking niggas the fuck out. You know, Breadman got one. You know that dude playing ball in the Bronx. Fact. But listen, hey, we game all night. My son will tell you this, bro. I tell every boxer, bro, play some basketball, bro. Play some why? Why? Listen, basketball is gonna help with your pivoting. It's going to help with your pivot. It's going to teach you how to move on your pivot. What I mean by that is if you're dribbling on the ball and you stop on your left foot, that's your pivot. So you got to learn. You see how you back a nigga down and you moving on your pivot sideways and shit? You learning how to move on your pivot, even if you dribble the ball and stop on your right pivot. You're learning how to move on that shit. But on top of that, you're working every ligament in your body, in your knees, your leg. You're working all of that shit. Number two, bro, your stamina, your win gate is going to be superb, especially if you can play 10 games of full court basketball. Bro, you great. Having friendships, relationships that prevent them from fighting each other. I think if you have a team that's cool to help you, Showtime should get a pro fight versus Dane the Great. Listen, a lot. I'm gonna keep it real. You hear me? You hear me, Gary? I'm gonna keep it real, right? When I see shit like that, it's like, all right, you probably got the best of him in sparring, and now y'all want to click up because you don't want to see him because y'all in the same weight class. So we're gonna say, oh, this my bro, you know? Or like I'm gonna use Shakur and Keyshawn for example. People saying Shakur dropped Keyshawn in sparring, all this and that. But I do believe Shakur probably like I can face this motherfucker one day. So we just gonna be friends with each other. Stay cool, calm, and collective. Cause I just watched like I did that to him, but I just watched him fuck Bud up in sparring. Keyshawn just came out and said he beat Bud up in sparring. So you know, niggas will build a friendship. You know, but in boxing, there's no friends, nigga. I wouldn't. That wouldn't be a bad look. You only want to know why not. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. But I know I seen the second fight last week that just passed. He knocked the Spanish guy out. His first fight was the black boy with the braids. He did the spinning jaw and knocked him out. The ring was red. Then last week, joined in the gym. Yeah, he used Tim Bradley and Bud. That's a fact. You see, they never fought. Tim Bradley was there when Tim Bradley was in the game, Bud was there. You feel me? They ain't fight. And that's a motherfucking fact. Hey, we game, that's a fact. And we ain't even get that fight because of friendships. But niggas ain't know Timothy Bradley was a silent manager. Timothy Bradley brought Bud to top rank. Timothy Bradley took Bud but Cameron Duncan was already had Bud Crawford. You feel me? He just called Cameron like, yo, why this man ain't a star? Like, all right, let me call top rank. And then silent manager with Cameron Duncan. Just like Boots in his Tank Davis, Keyshawn, motherfucking Bud Crawford, Timothy Bradley, Brian Norman Jr., Cameron Duncan was all they managed. So they all knew of each other. And they all sparred each other on the low. Why you think when Norman came up here to spar for the Bochica fight, why you think Bochica kept dropping him? He came to Philly, Boots. Got him the fuck up out of here. Boots dropped him so bad, C4 ended up dropping him. But one thing with Norman, though, once that happened, that's when he get his feet on the ground. So he's always chinny the first half of the fight. It's just like when he fought Dev, I said, yo, the first half of the fight, Norman chinny, second half, Dev chinny. In the world scene. Second round, Dev got the knockdown. After that knockdown, what Dev kept doing, Clinching, 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 clinching. That's all Devin was doing, clinching, bro. Still with the same bow and arrow jab, nothing changed. Only thing he had great was that fucking overhand. That right overhand was the most deadliest shot. I still think Shakur. Yeah, I think Shakur Keyshawn, but I think Shakur beat. I don't know. That's key right now. I don't know, but it can. You know, because if Shakur dropped him, it can. But I really think Shakur can beat Dev. Shout out my broski shot like that. Facts. I'm going with Dev. I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm going with Cooler. I see it more in Cooler. You know, just living on the East Coast, tri-state situation. Just living on the Shakur name was always fucking popping since he was 11, 12 years old. That nigga name was always popping. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking lie. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit. It was a little kid with a gap with the Bugs Bunny teeth who was running around with the 50 Cent gap, destroying shit. When Core was young, he was destroying shit. That's why I say at 126, 130, he was destroying shit. When I seen the performance at 140, I was like, damn, we get the. I mean, but he destroyed shit. But I understand what certain fighters say. Like when the Gary Russell Jr. say that all he did was kept him at bay with the jab, and you go back and rewatch the fight, you be like, yeah, it wasn't really nothing impressive. But to certain people, just to see him put on that type of performance again, because he didn't have that type of performance at 135. And it's just like Devin. It's like, what type of master class performance Dev ever had besides the Regis program? You feel me? And you come in over 21 pounds over the limit of the rehydration clause. You come in 21 pounds over. Like, come on, make this shit make sense. And I'm gonna send you the proof, what you call it. We game all night. I'm gonna send you the proof. And if anybody got a Facebook, on Facebook is all facts, no opinions, hit me up. I'll send you proof. You on Instagram, my joint is Louis13. Hit me up, I'll send you the proof. You know, on here you subscribe, I'm gonna find a way to send the proof. But I send you the proof. I send you a whole documentary on that whole Devin Haney snack Regis diabolical. Bro, they fucked them up. And the people that made it is lawyers. You know? I'm saying though. But yeah, man, I really do think that. And another thing I think is whatever they shoot these UFC fighters up with, and they starting to shoot these boxers up with, it's not it's not transitioning. And what I mean by that is a fighter only uses his legs to move and move out the way. He's not using them to like a block a kick, block a shot, or anything. You know, he's just using to stay grounded and to get out the way and move around. Only thing he using is his hands and his upper body and bending his knees. A UFC fighter is different. You know, it's a different combat sport. You know, they're using everything. So you know, whatever they're being shot up with, you know, it transitioned throughout the whole body. So when you start seeing, I'm figuratively speaking of Opetaia. When you watching him in the locker room since the prelims, this nigga been sweating since the prelims. Bro, how the fuck you been sweating since 5 o'clock? This nigga been sweating since 5 o'clock. You get in the ring like 9:30 at night, and you still sweat. Brandon Glutton come out. Glutton come out, take off. This nigga dried in a motherfucking. Bro, this nigga dry. You know how you clean your car and you just dry the shit? You see how that shit be? This nigga dry like that. But you look at Opetaia, this nigga sweating like a motherfucker. You see Anthony Durrell looking like, what type of shit this nigga? This nigga up, jumping up and down, like, doing the New Jersey turn. I'm strapped in. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. What type of shit you want? I need some of that. You know what I mean? I need some of that. Got my medical card, man. Medical use only. Any weed sponsors, come holler at me. Anybody know niggas that got weed? Shit, I sponsor weed. Cut a check. We cut a check with the gang. I mean, promo code. I mean, got a license for this shit. I mean, holler. If it's about $1, nigga. Hey, Gary, too, yo. If you like gaming, check out my brother right here. We game all night. For VR gaming, if you like UFC, anything, this is what we do. We build a community over here. And whatever you're into, your channel into, inform us, come build with us. We're gonna send traction over there. You know, we building as a community, bro. You know, it's a lot of us, but after tomorrow, when I do this, so I can get the information for you, I'm we gonna come in at a new time. I'm gonna come in at a new time and start going live in the nighttime. Going back to the nighttime, y'all. You know, it's gonna be a lot. Got some good things happening. I feel good. Something great about to happen. So yeah. But besides that, I'm up on out of here. You already know it's the cook up hour. Broke down this whole Zuffa situation, Zuffa 4. Yeah, the scorecard was 119-106. That shit, that's crazy. A UD, that's crazy. A fifth round low blow, no replay. 6 round point deduction for holding. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the 9th round one too for Opetaia. But hey, the IBF title still was in the ring. That's all I'm here to say. That IBF title still was in that motherfucking ring. And he's still representing the IBF. But at the end of the day, let me know what you think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. We up on out of here. You know what it is. Well, today's All Facts, No Opinion Sport podcast. We don't let nothing marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything saucy. And this Friday, I got a new song dropping. You already know what it is. Bando. Go to my other YouTube page, LOUIEONE3. Go over there, hit that subscribe button, hit that notify button. Bando drop Friday the 13th. And we got some videos coming too. Probably dropping next month. Start this video dropping all next month. Just start building up the video catalog. Even if I can get 4 or 5 videos out this year, I'm cool. That's on my music page. But you're gonna always catch me here. You're gonna always catch me here. Besides that, new time coming. Tomorrow will be the last day of us pulling up in the daytime. I'm gonna do this for Gary. Gary, I got you, man. But besides that, we up on out of here. Oh yeah, let me get my shout outs. I gotta get a shout outs. Gotta get a shout out. Shout out to the only one, the beautiful, the art queen. Shout out Louis Asler. Shout out my guy D1, que pasa? Shout out Anthony Robertson. Shout out my broski, AJR. What up? We game all night. What up? Shout out to my name. Shout out Gary Jones, 5580. Shout out Seattle, the whole fucking Seattle. Seattle in the building. I will have that information for you tomorrow. And on to the next. But later on, you can go check my brother Frontline out, round 1 out. Shout out to the brother Edwin. My broski Santos, you already know what it is. Hey, Lo, I need you to come here, drop some motherfucking breaking news and some facts, Lowski. You already know what it is. Be up on out of here. Herb, I got you. Dollar.